Today our agenda of the session, incremental data loading. There is another technical name, generally what BI people or ETL people uses the word is delta loading. Suppose I have tables of tab 1. Think that this is an on-premise database or cloud database, whatever it may be. You want to extract data into data lake. That to Gen 1 or Gen 2 or basic core blob storage, whatever it may be. You want to extract data from tab 1 to data lake storage account. That to your container something my data. Okay. So generally what activity you will be using in the pipeline? You are using copy data activity. Okay. So within this, you are going to configure the source as tab 1 data set and sync the my data, that means not my data container, the data set of my data container. Okay, you are giving in ADF, you are giving only data sets. So when you run this pipeline, what will happen if it is your pipeline? All data will be copied. Suppose think that you have 100 records into this one. So when you run this pipeline, what all data means what? All 100 records will be copied. Okay. This is general normal load, initial load. Got it. This initial load is called full copy. Or you can say full load. Okay. But after that, what happens? Yeah. In the existed table, 10 new records inserted. Five old records updated. The 10 plus 5 is called delta. Understand? 10 new records inserted, 5 old records updated, maybe salary updation or city updation, whatever it may be. This is called delta. So when you run pipeline, suppose same previous pipeline, if I run, what will happen without doing any changes in the configurations? How many records will be copied? No. How many records this time? How many records when you run the pipeline? Same previous pipeline, I am saying. 10 records will be loaded. Okay. 100 existed records plus 10 new records. Totally 110 records will be loaded. But in the target already 100 records available. But now in the target, how many records will be available? 100 plus 100 plus 10. Totally 210 records will be available. Understood? So without incremental load implementation, you can manage this situation. Suppose if I look at data lake, in the world records, 100 plus
copied records.
Updated records, so totally 110 records. 110 records new. Understand? Got it. Now by eliminating the duplicate records process, okay, you can set it back to 110 records totally. The two latest updated records I can manage it based on the timestamp or something. Suppose 101 record available with 2 times. First time 101 loaded, next time also 101 loaded because of the updation. Now here timestamp 1, here timestamp 2. If I select only maximum timestamp of the 101, latest updated record will be available. But again, you need to write a data flow. lot of other process. But this is not a good way. What you are doing? Extract all data. Let's say every day. And dump into data lake. Okay. So if I run this pipeline every day, is there chance of duplicate records or not? Because every time from source, it is taking all the records. Got it? Along with new records, along with updated records. But I want latest updation means, suppose 101 repeated 2 times means, again by running special data flows, latest timestamp that I can select. Got it? Suppose 102, 102, 102, 3 days, 3 times 102 copied. By using aggregate transformation, I can eliminate duplicates here. How to eliminate duplicates in our next session, I will demonstrate. But what is the problem if I follow this? If I follow this approach, data volume 10 terabyte. Okay, initial load worked with 10 terabyte. Initial load. But in the next day, what happens is only 100 records updated. 100 records inserted. Actually, in the 10 terabyte, there are, example sake, there are 10 crore records. First in the initial load, all the 10 crore records inserted. But in the next day, only 100 records updated and 100 records inserted. The delta volume is only 200 records, which is less than kilobyte. If I run the pipeline, again, it has to work with all the 10 terabyte plus these new records or not. Again, for elimination of the duplicates in the data flow side, how many parallel processes are required to eliminate duplicate records of the 10 terabyte of volume? That is very risky. So this is very, very, very bad way. So what is the best way is, let's talk about a table. Table 1 has 10 terabyte of data. Okay. I'm running a pipeline. So in the beginning, I need full copy. Full copy in, let's say day 1. Let's assume it has taken 5 hours time for loading of this data. Same pipeline in day 2. What happens is 100 records inserted. No updation happened. So if I run the pipeline, what I am expecting is, I want incremental load in data. That means, what is delta volume? Only delta, which is 100 new records to be loaded. Now, what is the expected time? Maybe 1 minute. If I don't manage this, what will be the time? 5 hours plus 1 minute. Understood? Again, look at day 3. Another 100 records inserted. 200 records updated. Now that the day 3, I'm expecting only delta. How many? What is the volume of the delta? 300 records. 100 inserted, 200 updated. Total volume is 300. Maybe the time 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes. Got the point, sir? In this way, whether you run this hourly base or daily base, suppose hourly base, I am running this pipeline. What should happen? In the last previous hour, how much volume of delta is generated? That means how many new records inserted within the duration of 1 hour, or within the duration of this, how many new records inserted within the duration of this 1 hour, only that delta should be taken. That should be pushed to the target. Understand the point, sir? So here, so this kind of process we are going to do, this kind of process is called incremental data loading. What is incremental data loading? Initial load should be full copy. Next load should be, use the technical word, new load should be delta copy or incremental copy. Understand the points? Incremental copy, delta copy, there is a small difference. Incremental copy is a old name. Please come, sir. Incremental copy is the old name. Sir, please come this side. Take the small chair and come back to me. Yes. Sorry, where we are, sir? Delta copy, incremental copy. Small difference. Incremental copy talks about only new insertions and new updations. Delta copy additionally talks about deletions also. Understand? Delta talks about deletions also. Suppose, actually, in fact, if you said delete from to delete a record, what is the statement? Delete from table name where your record. Because generally that record will be removed. In the case of delta implementation, they don't, in fact, they don't implement delete statement. Instead of using the delete statement, they use update statement. Update table, tab 1, set deletion flag is equal to 1. Meaning what? The record is deleted. This is for what? Where ID is equal to 101. What is the difference between these two?
Soft delete.
Just you can say soft delete. That means record available, but deletion flag set to 1. When you see some record, for that record, if deletion flag is 1 means, suppose you are a bank account customer, the deletion flag is 1. That means what? Your account has been terminated. Got the point, sir? Your employee ID 101, deletion flag is set to 1. Tomorrow, if you go to office, if you swipe your card, the card will not work out. The door will not open. Got it? But when third-party verification comes, whether Mr. Srihari worked here in this company or not, means the track is available. Okay. So simply that is the only difference. If you want to manage delta, just additionally for every table, put an additional column called deletion flag. Deletion flag is 0, record available. Deletion flag is 1, record deleted. That is not physical deletion. You can say it as a soft deletion. A good technical word. Okay. So that is the difference between delta copy and incremental copy. So finally, I hope you understood what we are going to do now. Okay. Now let's jump into our practical system. I'm starting the portal. I will open it for you. So in the initial example, I will demonstrate you how to implement this incremental load for single table. How to implement incremental load for single table. Okay. Suppose the table is tab 1. The tab 1 has 3 columns. Okay. And 3 records have been inserted into this. In these 3 records, when I run a first copy, all the 3 records should be copied into the target. Target is a data lake. Data lake. Because data lake, I want to use it as a staging area. From that data lake, next implementation to the Synapse, SCD, slowly changing dimensions. Remember, to implement slowly changing dimension, first prerequisite data process is incremental loading. The incremental load output will be into data lake. From data lake to Synapse. Between that process is SCD. Whether you want to type 1 or type 2 or type 3, your wish. Got it. First in this project, like we will try to implement the first phase. Okay, already all these tables that I have created. Once again for you, I'm going to create a fresh one. Okay. I'm going to start Azure SQL first. Think that my source database is Azure SQL. Of course, in this example, the target also I will keep Azure SQL. You just imagine my target as Synapse. Okay. Where is our database? SQL server database. I want database. Yes, SQL demo DB is our database here. I'm just logging into the query editor. Srinivas, are you able to see? Yeah. Already we have existed tables. But if we want to implement, sorry, I will take one more notepad. Yes. If you want to implement incremental loads, table should have, there are 2 options. Timestamp. Because based on the timestamp only, you should able to understand whether it is a old record or new record. What is the benchmark of this old and new? How you are going to judge it? Okay, just we will check it now. Suppose I have a table, tab 1. Just only 2 fields I am taking, ID and let's say last modified time. First record 101, sir. Tell me yesterday date. Yesterday 20. Okay. In the British style, I am giving the date. Month 20, 2022. I think first year. Okay. Time is 10 a.m. sir. 10 a.m. 102 record. This is happened on same 2022, 11. Think that this is my source table. Initially, to understand this process, we are working with single table. I maintain watermark table. Within this watermark table, I give table name as one column, watermark value as one column. The data type of this watermark is date type. Date type means timestamp here. Okay. Table name is string. What is our table name? Tab 1. Okay. For this watermark, very old date. Suppose if it is first time, very old date I will give. Okay, very old date means suppose the thing that my company started in 2022. I give some date on 2021. Okay, very old date I will give, or else simply I'm using a function date time. Date time, what it takes? Current timestamp. Current timestamp minus 1000 I am giving. 1000 days back. Current date minus 1000 days. Okay. Okay. To avoid the confusion, I'm giving a time called 120. Okay, 11 2020. Yeah, yeah. 2020 January 1st I have given, sir. Let's say time is 12 a.m. Okay, this is the date. Now, just by seeing this structure, you tell me, sir, full load required or fast load required? Watermark is when last load is completed, it will say. When last load is completed, this watermark value will say. Based on this, you tell me. These are the first two. I am saying, I am giving the clue. These are the first two records in my database. First two records in my table. And watermark is here. Watermark quantity we have given very old one. But these dates are greater than this watermark value, right? These dates are greater than this watermark value, right? That means definitely full load is required. Got it. This is initial default value I have given. When compared with the default value here, there are values. There are value dates, records. That means this is full copy is required. All records should be loaded. Okay. Now load one happened. What is the load one? What is expected? Full copy. Okay. So what records to be copied? 101, 102. These two records should be copied. When our copy is done, immediately what is expected? In this, in the previous data, what is the maximum value? What is the maximum value? Maximum last modified time. 3/20/2022 11 a.m. That is the max time stamp, max date time. When our load is completed, immediately that should be replaced with this value. Update. Your pipeline has to update that. When I run the pipeline first time, what should happen? When compared with the previous watermark value, whether these dates are greater or not, it has to check. And then it has to load. Once loading is completed, the watermark value should be updated with the last timestamp, last modified time. Updated with last modified time. Now, once again, I am running the query. What is required now? Full copy required or incremental copy required? Not required anyone. Because what is our condition? Last modified time greater than watermark value. How many records are satisfying this condition? Sir, tell me answer, sir. How many records are
Zero records.
Zero records. That means if there are zero records means what? No changes happened in the source database or not. No changes happened in the source database. Got it? Okay. After that, one record inserted by user or by some other operator. Same thought. Today date 21, 2022. Time, let's say 8 a.m. And one record is updated. Suppose for this ID I got changing as 104. This should be what? 321. Let's say 8 5 8 5 AM. By 8 one record is inserted. By 8 5 one record updated. Now check the condition. Last modified time greater than this watermark value. How many records are satisfying this condition?
1.
No, sir. 2 records are satisfied. 103 and 104. Okay. Now this time your pipeline has to take 104 and 103 only, not 102. And it has to push into the target. Once it is pushed into the target, what has to be done? What is the maximum of last modified time? This one. The watermark value should be updated with the maximum of last modified time. Okay, 1 hour passed. Now time is 10 AM. Think that. Now check this condition. How many records are satisfied? 0 records. Because there is no timestamp which is greater than watermark value, means that no new insertions, no updations. Understand the point? On that way you have to work. Got it? Sir, online team, are you clear up to now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay, again, look at this. In the pipeline side, what that means you have to maintain 2 tables. 3 data sets, not 2. 3 data sets you have to create. Number 1 for source table. Number 2 for watermark table. Number 3 for data, because we are going to dump all these things into the data lake as staging here. Understood? So 3 data sets we need to maintain. Only in this example, sir. But in my next example, number of data sets will be changing. Because in the next example, at a time I want to implement incremental copy for 100 tables. Because 100 pipelines we should not run. We should not create. We need to make that as a dynamic. Got it? Okay. So in the pipeline, think that data sets, linked services, all the things are ready. In the pipeline, what activities are required is generally to fetch file system information, what activity will be taking? Get metadata. But get metadata has limitations. Only outer lines it will take. But it cannot read the data from a file. Okay. It can read table information, but it cannot read a table data or query data. That's why what is the best activity required? Lookup activity. So what is our advantage with the lookup? Lookup can read data from file and also from table and also from query and also from stored process. Understood? So here in this example, I will use multiple lookups. Why multiple lookups? Please go back. One lookup for reading these 2 fields. Reading these 2 fields. Another lookup for reading watermark. Always treat this watermark as old, sir. Always treat this watermark as old. And maximum last modified time as, in these 3, what is the maximum last modified time? 3:21:85 AM, right? That one as new watermark value. One lookup for reading old markup value. One lookup for reading not latest, new. Let's say new watermark value. New. What is new watermark value here? Maximum last modified time of source table. Maximum last modified time of source table. That's why two lookups I will use. Lookup 1. This is for old watermark value. And one more lookup. This is for new watermark value. What is new watermark value? Maximum of last modified time. Last modified time of source code. Under this, just try to picturize this. Look up 1. Look up 2. Old watermark. Internet connection, unstable PC. Now this is for new. Got it. So for these two things, what I do is with how many tables you are working? One table only. I have only one source table. No need of going for any iterative. Directly, I will use copy data. Understand? Within the copy data activity, have source. What is the source? It should take all the data from your source table. Select. Here I am using data set for source. Within this, when you select Azure SQL, as source, it will ask you 3 options: table name, query, stored procedure. If I give table name, every time all data it will take. Every time all data it will take. That's why I want to control it. Only changes I want to take. That means I want to filter something. For that, I will apply query as option, as a source for that source data set. What should be the query? Select. Tell me. I want all data. Start from source table. Tab 1. Where last modify time is greater than new, not new man, watermark value. But how to take that watermark value? We have a way. @ activity. Where is old watermark value? In the lookup 1 or lookup 2? Activity of lookup 1 dot output. How many rows? I have only one table. Lookup output generally in what field? Value field. But if I have one row, the output is in first row. First row. In the watermark table, I have 2 columns. What are the 2 columns? One is table name, second one watermark value. Dot watermark value. This thing you should give it as a query. That means simply this expression is going to take what? Old watermark value. What we are saying is, if you translate this, select all data from tab 1, where last modified time is greater than old markup value. Understood? At the same time, and last modified time should be less than or equals to maximum watermark value. How to take that maximum watermark value? In the lookup, you will be giving to get the maximum query will be beginning. Simply, I'm in a rough sake, I'm saying new watermark value. But blindly, you should not write like this. You have to write at the rate activity dot lookup 2 dot output dot first row dot new watermark value. Greater than old markup value and less than or equals to new markup value. Now all delta is taken or not? Got it. Okay. Now source ready. Sync. DS of your data lake storage account. But you will parameterize, because every incremental load should be available in a separate file. Got it. So for that, the dynamic expression for the data set file name I will give sync data set. Okay. Now if I run this pipeline, what will happen? This is data. So this is what you have seen. This is your data. Where is data? Think that my last modified, value is like this. First month, first day, 2010, 12 a.m. Look at source, how many records? Apply the condition. Apply this condition. In the source, there is a condition. Last modified time is greater than old watermark value. What data is taken? Tell me. Not this. See this. Every date is greater than this old watermark value or not? First one greater than 1, 1. Second one greater than 1, 1. Third one greater than 1, 1. All records will be taken. When you load this, all 3 records are taken. These 3 records are pushed to data lake. But immediately what is expected? What is expected? Sorry, come back to this. Once all the 3 records first time copied into the target, next immediately, what is the maximum timestamp here? That has to be updated at
11 a.
Got it. Sir, 11 a.m. in 20 dates, sir. 8/5 is 21st, sir.
Okay.
Understood. What is the maximum timestamp now? 3/21/22/85. That has to be, this watermark value has to be updated here. For this updation, what I do is, here I will add one more activity called sorry, how to bring it normal? Control minus. Where is zoom option? It went for 300. Huh? Okay. So first I have to learn this paint. Then I will teach ADF. Okay. After completion of copy is reading data from only incremental data. That is only delta from source and writing into this data lake. After that, I will write a stored procedure. So here you are going to involve stored procedure. Got it. What is the expected operation by the stored procedure? What is expected? This watermark value
Updated.
should be updated by what? Updated by what? Maximum of last modified time in the source table. Okay. For that, you have to write a stored procedure. Very simple. Create procedure. Procedure name, let's say, update watermark. I need to pass two parameters, input parameters. At the rate last modify time I will pass. And second thing, for which table? At the rate table name I will pass. As operation begin, operation end. Between them, what you are expecting? Update. Update of what? Update of my source table. Of course, here only one table I am fixing that. Set. Which field you want to update? Which field you want to update?
Date and time.
Update, not table one, man. You are going to update what? Watermark table. You are going to update watermark table. In the watermark table, you have two things: table name and watermark value. Set watermark value equals to, that is by the maximum of last modified time. Okay, the maximum of last modified time. The maximum value of last modified time should be passed to this argument. That value is replaced here. Where, for which table? Where table name equals to, at the rate, the table name is passed to here. Table name. Our table name is watermark table. Sorry, what not source table. Got it. Suppose here I am passing. So for this I will pass this value. 3, 21, 2022, 805. Yeah. So for this I will pass. What is our source table? Tab. Okay. In the watermark table, you have only one record, that is tab 1 and watermark timestamp. That value is updated here. All of you clear the process. Now look at this picture. What is the first lookup? This is an entire picture of your pipeline. These activities you are going to configure. In lookup 1, old watermark value you are taking. Old watermark value you are taking from which table? Watermark value. Okay, old watermark is available in watermark table. Understand? Okay, in the lookup 2, what is the new watermark you are taking? New watermark is what? New watermark is what? Maximum of last modified time. Where is last modified time column? Source table. Remember, the first lookup is from watermark, second lookup is from source. From the source, you are not taking all last modified, maximum of last modified. Clear? Now in the copy, what is your query? From each record, you are taking each record, but at the same time you are filtering. Where last modified time greater than old watermark value and less than or equal to maximum of last or new watermark value. New watermark value is maximum of last modified time. So this query will fetch only delta. Understood? Only delta. Then finally write into your data lake as staging area. Once these incrementals are written into data lake as staging area, every load has a separate file I want. Every load has a separate file I want. Yesterday 5 records to be in separate file. Again today some 100 records happened, but that 100 records should be in separate. Understood? After that, immediately I should write a stored procedure like this. The stored procedure, what it is doing, please verify. This is my stored procedure. A create procedure name is update watermark. Here max, timestamp, and table name. For which table you want to update that watermark value. Got it. Those two things you are passing. Understood. Then after completion of data loading, automatically here this value will be replaced. This value will be replaced with this value. Understood or not? Like this. All of you clear the process? So now are you getting my voice?
Our process, that means why we are not maintaining a separate column in the watermark value in the table?
Separate column for what?
That means suppose each and table last column date and time if we
Not last column. Here we are putting a benchmark. So if I look at this, what is my understanding? Only look at this table. Only look at this value. What is my understanding?
that means why we separately maintain a,
No, sir. Please try to answer me. If you look at watermark table, if you see only this row, what is our understanding?
you said a last updated value.
Your understanding, please.
Yes,
Okay, till by this time, all data has been loaded into target. That is your understanding.
yes.
Next onwards, what has to be done? The records which are created or updated after this date, date and time should be copied. For that understanding, we are maintaining this like this.
No, logic is correct. But each table has that means each record has modified date and time. No, why we are not maintaining separate table?
Sir, each record, why it automatically modified, sir? If you modify, then only that will be modified, sir.
But in the SQL, what it may be in the table system, each record has a date and time is there.
No, sir. Each record doesn't have this one. You have to manually change it.
Manually send
You
it.
have to manually change it by your query. Suppose if I modify 102 as 107, what is the last modified time there of that record? What is the last modified time?
When we do the
No, same as previous or not? Same as previous or not? Understood? Okay, okay. Think that you have a database, a new database called, the database name is Damodar database. DamoDB, which is going to be popular than Oracle just as you. Okay. In the DamoDB, every record is automatically updated. Every timestamp is automatically updated whenever you did a modification. Think that facility.
at the last column.
Last or first column,
Date and
whatever
time.
it may be, sir. There is a column called last modified time.
Okay.
Okay. That is automatically updated. Okay. Updated. After that, 104 inserted. Time 85. 105 inserted. Time 810. 106 inserted. Time 920. 107 inserted. Time 1020. Now what records you will load? What records you will load? How you know till what extent last load has happened?
We take the recent time.
Array sir, recent time is 10:20 sir.
Yes.
Recent time is 10:20. Yesterday night, by morning 8, I have done a load. How your next load will know? Okay, last work I did up to 103. Next onwards, I should load from 104 onwards. How your pipeline knows?
Our function will read the.
How your function will read, man? Tell me the query.
We need to write.
Tell me the query.
We need to write, sir.
Array, sir.
In the table, we go to the last record and take the last date and time. Based upon that, we compare with the table.
So what you will write? What you write? You tell me the query, sir.
What to trial means?
What you will write? You tell me that query. How many records have been loaded? How your system knows? Because loading means what? You are not doing any modification. Simply you are loading. That's it. Okay, think that these are the things yesterday happened. Yesterday 104, 107, 103 have been loaded. Today again I am running the same query. How my system knows? Okay, yesterday I have loaded up to 103. How my system knows? Okay, that's why whatever the data has been done within this done data, what is the maximum timestamp? That timestamp I am updating here. Do you understand?
Yes.
Damodar. Now next time,
Okay.
Whenever I am going to take the loading, first I will read this. Read this. That is what old motor.
Only for updation date and time we need to maintain.
Yes. Not only updation time, for each table name, along with the table name you need to maintain, because this updation for what? Happened only for table 1. There might be another table, the table 2. The last load of the table 2 might be different.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay, sir.
Like that. Because if you don't maintain this, every time it will load all the data. Otherwise, you have to engage one reception like our organization. What is the last record loaded? She has to write on the pen. And tomorrow developer comes and he has to give that slip and he has to pass that value manually. But on that day, reception absent. The next day, reception came, but the developer absent. Then what should happen? I want to automate this. Tomorrow, I want to schedule this pipeline. This pipeline should run every 1 hour. Meanwhile, of this 1 hour, how much of delta is generated? That much delta should be uploaded into the target. That way as a separate file. Mr. DB, are you clear?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Very good.
Bye.
Okay, sir, all of you. Take a break. Then we will start implementing this. Now the time is 9:09. By 9:20, not 9:20. I am not able to come by 9:20. 9:25. By 9:25, we will start implementing of this practical execution. Same link, sir. Thank you.